Hey folks, usual palette. There it is. I'm not going to show it this time. Raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red. It's running all over the place. Ultramarine, burnt umber I don't use. Payne's grey I use a lot of. Why is that one? Burnt sienna and cad yellow pale. Now that's running all over the place. I don't know why. I'm mixing with that. Oh, unless I mix it. Right, okay. I've just wet this sheet. And I'm just taking the lumps out of it. It will expand, but they do eventually go flat. Right, okay, so put a bit of a wash of raw sienna. Very useful colour. It's just really heavy, isn't it? No, well, never mind. I was asked because by one of the followers if I ever painted street scenes. Well, no, I don't. I'm a landscape man, always have been. That's all I wanted to paint was landscape. Sea, sky, or water, sky, and trees. That was the limit of my ambition, and it's the same now. I've done. I did put the odd house in on a oil paints if I could get away with it, but I'm not so keen on painting man-made objects, if you know what I mean. I'm a lover of texture, which I'm trying to sort of learn on those acrylics that I've been publishing. Oh, it's a bit of the old ultramarine. That will do. I'm going to put a little bit of that down here. So a bit of light red in that sky. Just a few clouds. Ooh. Okay, plenty of colour in that background. A lot of water. It's running down quite a lot, so I'm going to just lower that down so it doesn't run right off the page. Well, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to put some background colours. So I did those ones for you yesterday, I think, and the big trees. A bit of alizarin, that's just to brighten it all up a little bit. Background. Let's just put in some. I'm not going to go quite so high with these, I don't think. But these are quite simple once you get used to doing them. They look complicated, but it's all just texture, really. So a bit of this, bit of that. Just let that soak in. And we'll have a little bit of background in. Well, in there. Right, this brush it was a lovely brush. It's just losing a lot of its hair, and I lost a lot of my hair. But it's just go in with some nice green down here. That's a bit of another pond scene. We can add a bit of Payne's grey and a bit of burnt sienna in with that. A bit of light red. To brighten things up. Coming down here. Nice colour. The stream can go anywhere really. So that's sort of a stream going round. It can be grass, it can be what you want. Hairs, other two. Look, there's hairs all over the place. It's a bit of a problem with brushes, but you know, so it's not an expensive brush, and it's well used. Let's have all these colours in here. Colourful, it could be autumn. Well, we haven't even had summer yet, have we? Want to get that. We've got plenty of pigment in there. Very light touch with a hake. Let's just get some in there. Oh yeah, I've had a cold since Saturday. Right, let's put that straight. Pull that out there. So we've got some nice colours going in the background, but as that dries, I'm going to etch into it. But it's no good etching into it if it's not going to lift out. It's all this. The colour just. I'll do it in a minute. The colour just disappears into the furrow you're making with your brush, with your fingernail. Right, that's a bit green. I don't use ready-made greens. I make them all myself, because of I learn the mixes, and that's not difficult if you have a limited palette, like 7 or 8 colours. Or I don't use them all, but I know what they do until I don't. All right, let's get some of that in there. Birch yellow. We'll make something of that. Bit of the yellow. Just build it up slowly. Bump some in here. The thicker the paint, the better, because that's on a wet background. Because it will stick if it's thick enough and the painting's not too wet. Right, okay. Like the colours of that, that's quite good. Let's just strengthen up this background a little bit. Just any old colour in there, really. Alizarin and crimson. Oh, the fashion hairs. I keep meaning to throw it away, but it still rewards me with a nice painting now and again. So leave a bit of a. Don't take it all the way over. I'll just try and leave that bit of light going through. Right, and now I like using a card to just put some little pebbly rocks around it. It just all adds to the texture. I haven't got out of painting pebbles under the water yet. That's quite a skill I haven't learned. But I'll leave that to the more or the greater artists. Oh, it's so easy. Let's get that print in there. Same over here. It's very easy to overdo this. I'm a master of overdoing. Okay, so there we are. That's colours are different, but it doesn't matter. There's more red in that than there is that side, but it doesn't matter. Let's wonder. Well, I did to a certain extent. It's not really dry enough for this. It just fills in. I'll go over those with there'll just be details in the background. I'm going to put in some larger trees to fill that in a bit. A bit faint in there. Didn't like that, so we can paint that out. Mistake. Didn't really work, did it? Ooh, what's happening out there? Oh no, it's the dog next door. There's a nasty cat a few doors away. It terrorises my lovely ginger cat who's all for a peaceful life. Well, let's improve that a bit. I think what I'm going to do now is just give it a dry. So I'll just to make something of that. I'm going to use my medium hake when I find it in the melee mess I work in. Well, would you believe it? It's missing. It wasn't. Well, that's strange. It's not on the floor, I don't think. I'm really crowded out here. I wish I had a nice studio like someone like Tracy Emin. Which is really tidy. It's an artist studio, isn't it? But what do I do with it? I've got others, but that was a particularly nice one. It'll turn up. It's only around this little area here. And I'll use that one. It's a really worn out one. No. All right, let's get just a nice little bit of texture in here. So I didn't like that across there. A bit of Payne's grey, just. This doesn't exist anywhere but in my brush. Just get a little bit of texture, darker texture in there. Oh, I must keep that light. Right, well that's a little bit better. It's coming along here. Oh, we can just do a bit of reflection, bit of that colour reflecting down. So again, it's horizontal. Right, I can clean up in there a bit later. Let's just drag that down. Just work the underneath of it and just let it fill in. Right, okay. Let's we now go to this foreground here. Oh no! Before we do, is that dry enough? I'm going to put the trunks in, but they're not going to be quite as big as the ones that I have been doing. So just there we are. That's stop breathing. It's just burnt sienna and Payne's grey. Lovely, lovely mix. Just the nicest of touches. You can use a rigger with this, for this, just to put in some illusion of detail. Right, I'm only going to do a couple. I've been here long enough. Right, get a rigger. And just a bit of that mix. And just well, you can do all sorts of things. The trees go at all different angles. Some come towards you, some go away from you. Ooh. I have to thicken hole, maybe not now. Right. Going to put some stipple in this. I do like stipple, but just get some bluey colour and just put it in the background here. It's kind of a misty wood. Right, okay, let's go. So I've got to texture all this to justify the trees. Right, let's just go in here. Not sure what I'm going to do much more than this, apart from putting the leaves on. Just an indication of something going on. I'm going to cover it all up anyway with stipple. So let's get a good stipple brush. Breaking it up. Get a old bit of cloth. Oops. Just break it up in a dry rag. Get all the bristles going all over the place. Just dip it in some water. These are all sienna. It's not strong enough. There's a little bit of burnt sienna in there. That's better. Look, it's so easy. But just alter the angle of your brush and get this nice light. I'll put a yellow in there. Coming down through the centre. Obliterate some of the trunks. So that it hopefully gives the impression of something coming towards. I'll put some twigs going into that. That's just neat tube consistency cadmium yellow. Right, I'll be going a bit of Payne's grey, a bit of burnt sienna, because we're in the shadow now on that side. And the darkest is in the top, because it's shading the light. Now, by the time I put some rigger strokes in there, that'll look quite good. Now to the other side now. A bit of water, break up the brush, get the old sienna, and just do some here. Don't go all the way, we don't want them to copy each other. A bit of dark in there. And a bit of yellow. Okay, that's another. I'm going to give that a dry, and then we can refine it. Not that it needs much refining, but I want to just put some twiggy branches in to link it all together. Oh, sorry, I forgot to use the hake for the twigs and the branches, because it gives you more impressionist feel. Because the trees are impressionist, and let's see what happens with the rigger. It's a totally different mark. Just back on a bit of burnt sienna does the trick with these. Right, just on the other side. Put your water on the brush. And a bit of the foreground to bury the trunks, the boles of the trees. Quite squeaky, that dog. Right, now, clean the brush, put the small hake, and we just doctor this up a bit, beef it up a bit. Bit of Payne's grey. There's all shadow in here. We won't call it autumn, we won't push our luck. Funny little sound, a little dog. Yeah, just adds that the mystery, well, I hope a mystery. Right. Clean the brush. Right, we'll put that in the mount and see what it looks like. A bit of tape, just to stop it sliding. I'll think of a title for it. I'll use the large mount. Yeah, there we are. It's very, very rough, very impressionist. It's free and easy, but it just goes to show the effect that you can get. I've got to put a bit of a shadow, a bit of a reflection down here though. Let's just wet it, and then we can put a bit of that colour, in. Okay, just a little bit in there. And then we shape the hake, just put in a few bits like that. Right, there we are. It's a bit right, well that sort of finishes it, doesn't it? Okay, going to have some dinner now. Let's put the mount back. Right, another one bites the dust. Got a bit of a blemish there, so what we can do with that is to put a sly bird in. That probably has some bugs. No, it would be better without that, wouldn't it? Never mind. I hope you like it, folks. You can see how I've not laboured over it. It's a very easy painting. It's just that you don't think that if you're sort of an intermediate or beginner just coming into watercolour, you can actually do that with such a minimum of effort. There's nothing, there are only suggestions. I mean, your brain will fill the details in. So I quite like that. I think that looks all right on the screen. Let's just take it out a bit. Right, there we go. Right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.